This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse 8 and 9. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, and verse 8 and 9. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, it's a brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I believe today is March 20th, all right, 2023, the hopeful year where all the prophecies be fulfilled. Okay, and the number one prophecy, all right, that we, the hopeful elect, are looking forward to, all right, is the mandatory implementation of what is known as the MOTB. Okay, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, it talks about the mark of the beast. Okay, and what is the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast is the radio frequency identification chip. All right, that is the mark of the beast, and is about to be revealed to the whole entire world. Okay, as a form of new payment system. And if anyone is not on board with this said new payment system, which is going to be the new digital form, all right, you will be facing the penalty of death. Okay, and that is the time of the hour of temptation. Lord willing, we make it through. All right, and that will lead us to the time of the Third World War, Armageddon, all right, and the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so that is the two major prophecies. Now, within that destruction, the hopeful elect, at that point, be known as the elect, all right, will be delivered by Yahushua, all right, and it tells you that in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, all right, the 29th, 30th, and 31st verses. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's start off with that. All right, let's go into that real quick. All right, the book of Matthew. Let's see here. Trying to pull it up real quick. All right, the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Go down to verse 29. All right, it says, "And immediately after the tribulations of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven." And that's what we're looking forward to. Okay? With all the hell and destruction that's going to happen upon this earth, whether it be Esau with the whole harp situation and all these things that they're doing, all right, spraying things up in the heavens and all that, these are going to cause reactions. All right, the earth is going to have to react to these things because everything is out of course. Okay, the earth is a living, it has a spirit to it. The earth has its own spirit. Okay, so continuing, it says, and the moon shall not, we read that, all right, down to verse 30, it says, "And then shall all the kindreds of the earth mourn." Okay, why are they going to mourn? Because they know that this time signifies their destruction. Look at all the things that's going on during the midst of that time. All right, we're looking at World War III. Okay, and that's very, very close, right at the door. So we know what times we're in. All right, so the earth and the kindreds of the earth shall mourn. All right, because now you're seeing Yahushua, this gigantic, powerful being. All right, and you know what's about to happen with this powerful being coming to this earth. Okay, his presence alone will put everyone in remembrance of who he is. Okay, and then once he's done with the mission, they'll understand and never forget who he is. Okay, so continuing, it says, "And they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." Okay, "And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect." All right, the elect, the chosen ones, the elect. Okay, from the four winds and from one end of the heavens onto the other. Okay, so we are very fast approaching those days. Okay, which leads me to this. All right, in the headlines, this is 2 days ago. It says North Korea claims almost 800,000 people have signed up for its military to fight US. That's in the headlines. Okay, and we know World War III will include all these major nations. Why do you think they have nuclear missiles? All right, the modern day sword has different variations to it. Okay, but there's a specific sword that the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is talking about when we go into the book of Isaiah. Okay, let me pull that up real quick. All right, that's going to be what's going to be hitting this place very soon. All right, the sword of the Heavenly Father. And it's funny because I was actually meditating on this today, which led me to do this video, that this stuff is serious. Why isn't anyone talking about it? You know, why is it that people, besides us, why is everyone just in a chill state? Everyone is just chilling. You know, nobody's serious minded. Everyone is just having a good old time. You know, it's like the news is not really reporting it. So people are just like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. Meanwhile, World War III is brewing to the point where you've seen what's going on with the bank collapses and all these different things. Amalek is behind all this shit. They're setting up the wars. It's everything repeating all over again. These so-called Jays, they're behind all this shit. Okay? They're setting up the wars from left side and right side, and then they're collapsing systems and so on and so forth. And then in turn, they transfer all the wealth, all right, and then they have more power and so on and so forth. Okay? But war is that one thing that brings all that power into their hands. All right? Just like they set up Germany and Great Britain, all right, during the time of World War II, okay, in order for them to, they set all that shit up, all right, in order to get the so-called Balfour Declaration, all right, to become a thing. They just wanted to have the land of Palestine, okay. So then they set it up. They went to the British, told them, hey, listen, we'll help you do what you got to do. We're gonna get the Americans to come help you niggas. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna destroy the Germans. You know? So after the Germans were defeated, all right, then a lot of those so-called physicists and scientists and all those mad scientists, all them weirdos, all right, they were brought underground, okay, into the American system, Pentagon. All right, and then they started doing all these crazy experiments and so on and so forth. But it's the Most High who put the spirit on them, okay, to do these things. All right, but going back to the point, all right, it's always Amalek who's behind all these things. But World War III, all right, is biblical prophecy. Okay, the nuclear missiles, all right, are going to rain down on America, Babylon the Great, and that's how America is going to be destroyed. All right, and they're going to live it, they're going to see it, and they're going to mostly be destroyed for the most part. All right, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 54. And verse 16, it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and him that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the destroyer to destroy. All right, now, I want to get this in the, King James Version, because I don't know why this thing just switched out. Because I'm reading it in my mind, I'm just like, man, this don't sound right. All right, let me see. It's like it 1 second. Isaiah 54. I'm gonna go back to it on this version. For some reason, I was reading from the Geneva. I'm trying to get the King James. All right. So Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16, it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. All right. Who is the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire? The smith is the one who's behind, you know, the creation of these so-called nuclear missiles. Okay, like you have a blacksmith, all right, and so on and so forth. They're people who are engaged in the act of artificing, all right, creating instruments. Okay, it says, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And that waster is talking about what? The nuclear missiles. Okay? The nuclear missiles. All right? Which is all being pushed by who? Esau, Edom. So it says, North Korea has claimed that about 800,000 of its citizens have volunteered to join or re-enlist in the nation's military to fight against the United States. You hear that? You got 800,000 people joining a military, and they're specifically gearing up to fight against the United States. What is that? What should that tell you, man? For all these people who are still sleeping and chilling, what should that tell you? That should tell you that, hey, there's preparation outside of this country, outside of your American bubble world. There's actually preparation to come to fight you people, Americans over here. And when it kicks off, you know what's going to happen? Your governments are going to draft you and send your ass to a war that they started. So for a lot of you Americans who are just not paying attention, the prophets have been warning you that these days will come to pass. Starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, you have been warned. Everybody has been warned. If you listen to these other camps, you're going to be misled, and the time of temptation is coming. We're going to see who really has the truth, who really has the faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That name, that name is going to come back to play. And guess what? Those who don't have the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. All right? It says, about 800,000 students and workers on Friday alone across the country expressed a desire to enlist or re-enlist in the military to counter the United States. North Korea's state newspaper Rodong Sinmun newspaper reported on Saturday. Okay? And this from CNN. Now, they always capping, but once they start putting things out like this, you know, you vet it, you go through it a little bit, you like, hey, they're valid. I'm going to run with it. You know? Because ultimately, it's not really about, CNN or this. It's about the prophecies. That whether it's being reported by CNN, whether it's being reported by Reuters, whether it's being reported by whoever, once you understand that these things are actually happening and you're seeing the signs pointing to it, you know we're in the time of prophecy. Okay? It says the claim came after North Korea on Thursday launched its Hwasong 17 intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, in response to ongoing U.S.-South Korea military drills. It makes you wonder, what the hell is the U.S. doing all the way out there in South Korea? You know? Ain't no South Koreans over here like that, testing missiles and doing military tests over here. But why is the U.S. always over there? That's Esau for you. All right, he keepeth not at home. All right, let's see if we can get that. Okay, in the book of Habakkuk, man, these devils, man, the scriptures reveal you. All right, let's see. It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, start off at verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And that's what you're seeing. The vision, which is what? These prophecies. All right, including World War III, okay, including the preparation to World War III. That's all biblical prophecy, okay? And we showed you time and time again how all these things were going to happen. The build up to it, you're going to see this country, you're going to see that country, they're going to say this, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and it's going to come up to this. You got it all. You got it all. What does this mean? You go into this breakdown, Second Ezra 15, Second Ezra 16, this here, that here. I mean, come on. Okay? It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Okay? "Behold, his soul which is lifted up, which is lifted up is not upright in him." All right? "But the just shall live by his faith." Okay? So ultimately, guess what? Esau Edom is going down. Okay? His soul which is lifted up. All right? He's proud. Okay, scripture says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee." Okay? It says, "But the just shall live by his faith." Ultimately, the just here is talking about the elect. Okay, because it's through the faith of the elect that we're going to receive salvation. Okay? It says, verse 5, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home." You hear that? He's the only nigga that his fucking weird ass philosophies, the wine, and what does he do? He pushes it and transgresses, meaning he goes against, basically trespassing. He'll go into your land, your country, your dwelling place, And he try to force his philosophies on you. You know, you can see it right now. They doing that shit in Africa and shit. They go over there and they be asking these presidents, oh, so the alternative lifestyle people, you know, they'd like to know, you know, why you're not accepting them here. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit like that. Bullshit, fuck shit like that. You know? Because he transgresseth by wine. The wine is his philosophy, the bullshit ideologies that they teach. They go around and they start pushing it, transgressing. They pushing it like the land don't accept it. And I remember the video. I forget what country it was, but the president told him. He started laughing. He's like, man, are you serious? Asking me a whole ass question like that? You know? Like, oh, how do we feel about them? He said they're disgusting. I don't like them. I don't understand what the fuck they think this is, but we don't accept that shit over here. All right? You want to do all that shit? You be happy doing it. You call it pride, whatever. You happy. Do that in your country over there. Do not come over here with that whole ass shit. We're not gonna take that. You understand? Yeah, you got that? All right. You know? So that's what Esau does. If you don't check him, he's gonna keep pushing. It says he is a proud man. That's Esau. He thinks his way of living should be your way of living too. You can't have your own way, you know? I have to have you live my way and my way only. Anything else, no. Right? Neither keepeth at home. That's why he's jumping from country to country, nation to nation. All right? Land to land. They got American policies everywhere. They call it foreign policy. Foreign fucking policy. And what is it all about? Just spreading fucking propaganda. All right? And setting countries up against each other and so on and so forth. Ultimately to bring them underneath some type of subjection. When they setting up countries and doing all these policies, remember, when we say these things, it's not talking about, you know, setting up policies and governments. No, it's about infiltrating those who rule the people of these lands so they could push the people into a direction in which they want them to go into. That's why they do all these fucking foreign policy shit. It's how can we, you know what I'm saying, have more of our influence upon the other people of the world? Well, let's do it by having those elected leaders who will be ruling them and sending them in a certain direction. Let's have them work from us or under us and then push our agenda through them onto the people so we can shift the people where we want them to go. All right? So you devils are being exposed. Keep on fucking around and keep finding out. It says, neither keepeth at home who enlargeth his desire as hell. Okay? Like the earth will never, all right, be filled to the brim where, oh, there's so many dead bodies. The earth is just, you know, filled to the point now. No, there's always going to be more space for more bodies. You know, you dig, you bury, you go on, you dig, you bury. There's so many graveyards nowadays. All right. You know how many people have died? All right. Billions and billions of people have died for all those years, thousands of years. You know how many people have died? But the earth, do you ever see just dead bodies on top of the earth because the earth has been so filled with dead bodies in the ground? No. So it's the same thing. Esau is never satisfied. His desire is as hell. He can't have enough. It's never enough. Look at the agendas that they're pushing. At some point, you know, any person will sit back and be like, all right, enough is enough. Esau don't think like that. You know, he can always take more. If it's wicked, he's there. He's behind it. You know, it makes you wonder, where does it stop? I mean, these devils went into this. They study that shit too. You know, you sit back, you be like, what the fuck? Like, you know? But anyway, it says, and is as death. Everything he pushes is all about what? Death. Okay? The son of what? Perdition. All right? And cannot be satisfied. Okay? It's never enough. They do tests. They do this. Bill Gates, he talking about he want to put lab-grown meat and it's going to give cancer, but, you know, it's still safe. You should eat it. Like, you're a devil. Okay? You're a devil. All right? A deceiver. All right? And it says, continuing, it says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Who does that? Foreign policy. Foreign policy. Who's behind that shit? Right. So let's go back to the article. All right. And then we're going to wrap it up and close it out. All right. Because again, we have to highlight these things. We have to bring it out. That's what the Lord said for us to do. All right. Ezekiel 3:17. The Most High said, well, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words of my mouth and give them warning from me. So we have to give the warning. And if people listen, cool. If you don't listen, cool. Even cooler. All right? Because you're going to get hot soon. Don't worry. It's coming. Okay? It says, North Korea fired the ICBM into the sea between the Korean Peninsula and Japan on Thursday, hours before South Korea's president flew to Tokyo for a summit that discussed ways to counter the nuclear-armed North. Look at that. Look at that. Who do you think is behind that? It says the North's ballistic missiles are banned under United Nations Security Council resolutions, and the launch drew condemnation from governments in Seoul, Washington, and Tokyo. Yep, of course. South Korean and American forces began 11 days of joint drills dubbed, quote, Freedom Shield 2023, end quote, on Monday, held on a scale not seen since 2017 to counter the North's growing threats. So here it is. All right, they're doing all this Freedom Shield bullshit, but yet when North Korea says, "Hey, what's going on over there in the South now?" That they're the issue. Oh, wait a minute, they're going against the UN Nations Security Council shit. Oh no. What a hypocrite! All right, a liar and a devil. Okay, and the whole world is waking up to your shit. That's why they're saying that they're getting ready. 800,000 people getting ready. Come shoot missiles on your ass. Come to war against you. It says North Korea leader Kim Jong-un accused the United States and South Korea of increasing tensions with the military drills. I just said that. Okay, you send shit up and then you turn around and say, see, they're retaliating. Why are they retaliating? Oh, you know, North Korea often responds to what it sees as provocations by the U.S. by making bellicose threats. All right, experts say that in addition to the joint military exercises and meeting this week between South Korea's President Yoon Suk Yeol and Japan's leader Fumio Kishida it has taken exception to U.S. President Joe Biden's plan to host Yoon and his wife at the White House next month. It would be nice if Biden just dropped. You know. You see how America is going to really, just turn upside down in one night, and hey, but guess what though? The Lord is just getting started. All right. Remember how last year's theme was the year where the Most High turned up. All right. The Most High has turned up to the point where now you're starting to see it. You're starting to see it. And very soon, man, this country is about to turn into a war zone, complete war zone. All right. And a lot of people don't even know it. You're being prepped. All right, I heard in Tennessee over there, all right, you got already people getting strapped up and ready to go. So who knows? This shit might really pop off in the South. All right, we don't know. All right, Alabama over there. Okay, you got up northeast around there. You got New York. You got Philly, Jersey. Okay, go out west a little bit. Of course, you got Illinois, main city, Chicago. All right, Missouri. Okay. Baltimore, Wisconsin, okay? What else? You know what I'm saying? These are just states that I'm just, Maryland, Washington, all right? Mississippi, Florida, Texas, Cali, oh man, So, hey man, I'm just thinking through the spirit, all these different places you're going to see because it's heavily infested with Jake. It's heavily infested with Jake. All right. So when the Lord turns up, all right, and you start to see, all right, everything that's been bubbling up come up all the way to the surface. You see all the filth and everything is just dirty. People are going to get pissed. They're going to get pissed and then they're going to turn and then the system is going to come right down on them. Ordo ab chaos. Okay. Martial law. All right. But definitely people are going to start bugging out in the streets very soon. Very, very soon, man. Okay. Let me get a quick precept here and then we're going to close it out. All right. I want to go back to 2nd Ezra 16 real quick. All right, because this is what's coming. Okay, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 4. It says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Okay, who may quench the fire that's coming towards this land? All right, and pretty much everywhere else. Once you shoot off a missile, all right, unless, Esau got this whole missile interception and all this, unless you got that kind of defense, there's landing and there's major destruction that will be happening. And guess what? If you're paying attention to some of these articles that are coming out, you got experts, so-called experts, giving people tips on how to maneuver and what to do in the case of, nuclear blast. It's kind of interesting that that's what's actually the theme nowadays. It's become a reality that people must start to consider. Well, guess what? It's going to be a reality that people are going to be living. Okay? Verse 5, it says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? The answer is no. Okay? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble? The answer is no. It says, when it hath begun to burn? Okay? The answer again is no. All right? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The answer is no. So with all these missiles being tested left and right, they're going to eventually use it for something. They're going to use it for something, man. All right? So ultimately, man, there's just, through the Spirit what I want to bring out, okay, that we're truly, truly in those days. We're truly in those days, man. All right? And people in this world are definitely not paying attention. None of them have any type of fear in their hearts. Everybody's become, oh man, it's just disgusting, man. This is definitely it. All right. I don't see life, after this year, man. It ain't nothing else. It has to be it. And through the Spirit, man, you could just tell everything has changed. You know what I'm saying? Everything has changed, man. But we're going to see. All right. This summer, we're going to see. Everything is building up nice. We're going to see how Yahweh Shem Yahushai play this thing out. All right. But anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Nachakodash, the water Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.